So today we are speaking about why I personally think the sales industry is broken. And by broken, I don't mean it's not gonna generate any more money, because like info products is growing up. You need sales in whatever you do. By the fact that I say it's broken, I mean by education. Because like why? You see all those gurus, and I don't want to throw any rocks at them, but they are only focusing on what? First thing, objection handling. You see a lot of reels. If the prospect comes up with this, you do this. Okay, this is not a bad thing, like knowing objection handling, but you cannot expect objection handling to carry the hard work of your whole sales call. Because it's simple. If you don't have active listening, what do I mean by active listening? Because no one tells you about this. Active listening is like, I'm paying attention to that prospect. I'm paying attention to his body language. If I do not pay attention to what he says, I cannot sense his hesitation. I cannot sense his fear. And then at the end of the call, I'm expecting everything to be carried out by objection handling. Like, yeah, you do this. If the prospect comes up with this, may I share a different perspective? Like, okay, I agree with objection handling, but I see the sales call very simple. I see it as a house. You build it brick by brick. Then you here have the windows. Then you have, I don't know, I'm not the best painter. You have here this is like the base of it, like the foundation. Those are like the walls. And then you have the ceiling, right? Objection handling is only the ceiling of your sales call, right? So most of you are just watching them and expecting that the objection handling is gonna carry the whole thing. But I do a lot of call reviews, and always the closers tell I need to improve something on objection handling. And I watch their Zoom call, I watch the FATM, and I'd be like, bro, I can bet with you that in the first 60 seconds I'll see what is wrong. They come up with bad energy on the sales call. They're like, you need to understand, like when you sell something, you are helping that other guy who hopped on a Zoom call with you. Because if you want help, would you want to be helped? Would you want to get help from someone that has a lower energy than you? I don't think so. So you need to have a good energy, right? You need to have a good energy to be able for that other guy that's on the Zoom call to feel like, this guy might help me. Because why is no one talking about life? Why is no one talking about the life that you need outside of a sales call? Because when you hop on a sales call, you need to be an authority, but you do not have to be that rock solid guy who's like, bro, this is my sales call, I'm the best, you only need to buy from me. No, you need to have a good vibe, you need to have a good energy, and then you can speed it up on consequence, you can be more dramatic on future pacing, you can be more happy. But if you want to do those things and have the certainty and the authority on a sales call, confidence comes over competence. You need to have a good life. You need to go to the gym, which is basically you need to read. You need to have a high EQ. EQ is better than IQ. Emotional intelligence, right? Emotional intelligence to be able to see the prospect might have a fear, might have an objection even before hopping on a Zoom call, and you need to treat the objection as soon as it comes, and you need to have active listening and to understand the prospect body language. Because if the prospect is gonna be like this, he's gonna look on the wall, he's gonna be like, yeah, I wanna go in this, I wanna go, and you simply do not do not handle his strange body language from the moment it pops up. Objection handling is not going to do anything for you. Of course, if you have a good active listening, you can understand the prospect body language, and you also have a high energy in the sales call because you have a fulfilling life, because outside of the sales call, you are a nice guy. You have a high aura, you have a high energy. This is what is gonna sell you energy. Energy. If you have a good energy, you can then have active listening. You can then handle prospect body language and see what they mean. Yeah. Not simply if X happens, do Y. Go and watch right now. All the reels are teaching you this. And you're kept being stuck because I always say, like, low input tasks are gonna give you the highest output. Like, you'll never think that active listening is like, yo bro, but I'm doing active listening. I bet with you that 100% you don't do it perfectly. Because it's pretty hard to always watch what the prospect says, because maybe you might be focused on script. Maybe your script is away, but you're only focused on what's the next questions to ask. What's the next questions to ask? But then your mind is always like in the trap to ask next question, but active listening. Yeah. Low input things which you'll never think about, like active listening, which you can get, the prospect body language, is a low input thing, but it's gonna give you the highest output. And this is gonna allow you to push further in your career. Yeah. Also, identity shift, bro. Like, identity shift is a very nice thing. It is a very nice thing. But again, identity shift equals 0. Like literally 0. 0.0000. If you lack those things. And I completely understand you. Because you see, you search on YouTube, you get trainings, you hop on a mentorship, yeah, you pay a couple of thousands, maybe a couple of grand, and you are on a Zoom call with 70 people. 70 people, 60 people, and you're paying 10K, 50K for that. But you know what you're lacking? Clarity. And I will clean the table because I want to speak about clarity. I'm not gonna say I'm the best trainer, I'm the best manager, but I always focus on how people feel. I always focus on people leaving the sales, leaving the training with clarity. We do not have trainings that last more than 30, 35 minutes. It's very simple. Because if you hop on a Zoom call with me and you want me to train you, and let's say it's 2 hours long, there are gonna be like at least 10 mistakes. For real, 10 mistakes. And until the next sales call that you'll have, you'll not be able to implement maybe one of them, because you'll get in some burnout. I need to fix this. I need to fix this. What I do differently? 30, at maximum 35 minutes trainings. Yeah, we hop on a Zoom call. I train you. I give you 2, 3 action points. You write them on paper. Maybe, if you want, and I recommend you doing this because I've done this in the past, you can watch the Fathom again and note those things on the Google Doc. This will give you much more clarity. You need to learn how to learn. And back to the most important thing, bro. You need fucking clarity. Clarity. It's like, bro, it's next level. What do I mean by clarity? If you hop on a Zoom call, like how a lot of mentorships are, 70 people, 10 recorded videos, very vague, yeah, nothing specific. You pay 10, 50K, yeah, for all of those big names, and I know they are good, bro. I know they are good, but they are only presenting what they've learned from their mentors. Yeah? In a different way, just for you to see it as the new the new woman in the red dress, like, I learned this and then I will know how to do that. My commissions will 10x. But what do I do different? Like, I give people clarity. 101, 30 minutes. I'm like a doctor. I'm a doctor. You hop on a Zoom call with me. We give me the FATM. We do core reviews. If you are a little bit more advanced, I just reach, like, let's say at minute 2, I just push on the space bar. I will pause everything and ask you, what did you do wrong? And you will answer yourself what you did wrong. And I will ask you why. I will do questions. I will ask you questions so that you can find the solution by yourself. If you do not find the solution by yourself, I'm never going to tell you, do X, do Y. It's the same with prospect. It's much more powerful when a prospect tells you, like, I need to lose fat. But it doesn't seem that bad, like your actual situation. Why do you want to lose fat? So, and then because I'm not doing this, I'm not good at this, la 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 la. It's much more powerful when people tell those things, because when they tell you, at first they tell themselves. So you will tell yourself, like, this is shit, do X, do Y. You will tell yourself exactly what to do. Like, this is a mistake. Let's say I stop at minute 2 and I'll tell you, this is a mistake. Okay, why? And then you will become self-sustainable. Okay? I don't want you to pay an endless school $100 a month, or like to only get 6 months of training from here. And then you will be, after the 6 months, you'll be stuck at the same level. I want you to be self-sustainable. Why is no one talking about auto-analysis? This is one thing, but I'm not gonna give you the whole sauce. This is a different thing. But when you hop on a Zoom call with me and I do core review, I'll ask questions and you will figure out by yourself what you did wrong, what you need why you do that, why you did that in the past. What are you going to do to prevent those things, and just be a self-sustainable salesman. And either if you are going to stay with me 1 more month, on 1 more day, or 1 more year, I want you to be self-sustainable. I want you, after you leave, so you leave the Zoom call with me, we'll do role play. I want to see in action, like what you will do differently at the next Zoom call. And then you'll leave it. You leave the Zoom call with 2-3 action points. And you will see how you have the clarity and you can push further to your career. 2-3 action points to date, 2-3 action points at the end of the week, when you have 101, bro, like 101, not 1 to 70, 101, right? So be very careful. Who do you listen to? If their numbers are right, maybe if their numbers are right, right? Ronaldo has a trainer. His trainer is not a better football player than him, but his trainer made him the best. So be careful who you resonate to, be careful who you're watching to, be careful to study and not get stuck in those reels with a lot of couple of thousands of views, or like hundreds of thousands of views. Focus just on yourself to become a self-sustainable people. Do auto-analysis, do your AODs, watch, become predictable. Do you exactly know like what cost you to do your commission for the month before? Do you exactly know what cost you to have a 65 sharp rate? I bet you don't know this. And we will speak this in another video or maybe in inner circle. Nice to see you. Bye bye.